Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Tony's Pizza here in Hagerstown, Maryland. We are live this evening for a second edition of WCFF Live, Washington County Flag Football Live. I am your host, Joey Bassford. Joining us tonight will be from the program, Cortez Boyce, and from Broad Axe, Tyler Spencer. It was the first week of a long season up ahead. Here in the WCFFL. We have 5 games, and joining me now will be the 2 men who will sit down and discuss this week's games with me. Gentlemen, good evening.
How you doing, sir?
Good. How are you doing? First game of the season. Any soreness, injury, anything like that? How you guys feeling about it?
Good. I'm feeling sore, but I'm feeling good.
Feeling sore, feeling good? Okay. We'll start with a recap of the action. The first game was TNT and Top Gun. The game's final score was 21-7 in favor of Too Much Talent. TNT's defensive line overall was the story. They dominated Top Gun's offensive line. Top Gun's biggest issue came from the start of each play where the ball just couldn't get to the quarterback, Ricky Miller. Low snaps, almost every play killed him. TNT moved the ball very well, but Top Gun's defense buckled down when needed, holding them down to 19 less points than they scored last season in what was a 40-0 blowout. But in the end of the day, TNT still 1-0. Top Gun falls to 0-1. Your guys' thoughts?
Expected that to happen. See, I know Top Gun got a few more players, but what I've seen, they pretty much look like they're the same team going in from last year. And I don't see them beating TNT, and that's what happened.
All right, Tyler?
I thought it was a pretty good game. Top Gun definitely came out and did what I expected them to do. They put up a fight. TNT, not gonna lie, didn't look quite as impressive last year. As they did last year. They definitely had some good spurts. They definitely still have athletes. They have a seasoned quarterback. They've got good guys across the board, but I wouldn't say it's the fact that they're missing Dame, but the team just doesn't seem, as vicious as it did. They got a few lucky plays downfield with a nice lateral action that definitely helped boost them over. But overall, I saw them have a terrible possession in the red zone where they went 3 plays from like 5 yards out and didn't get anything. So I'm wondering how they're going to do against the top tier teams. But overall, I think both teams had a good first week.
Okay. Our second game was Knights beating the Spartans out 8-7. Very low scoring defensive battle between these two. We had wondered going in exactly how this Red Knights team would look. They scored late in the fourth to finally take the lead and put their only score on the board. Spartans in the end drove, however, got down to the end zone. They had a touchdown called back due to what the referee described was a diving play. So they attempted a field goal instead, which was missed as time expired. Knights 1-0, Spartans 0-1. Gentlemen, your thoughts?
I think it's a pretty incredible game. Probably ended up being the game of the week because these are 2 teams that everyone thought were down or out. No one knew what Indy was going to do. No one thought the Spartans were even going to build a team. They come in and have a competitive game. They both look like they have good athletes out there. I don't know where Andy finds these guys, but he finds them.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And so, can't wait to play them.
Okay. Tyler?
Definitely, as we pretty much called, that was game of the week.
Yeah.
7-8, right?
Yeah, 8-7.
8-7, great game. I didn't unfortunately get to see any of that game, but I will say this: when I was told that the game was won on a 2-point conversion, I did guess the final play because Andy loves the double slants. Even if you know it's coming, though, it's hard to stop.
Yeah.
So, Andy, I'll let you know. I know you're watching. But yeah, it was a great game. Both teams showed out. Defensive ball game. Very impressed that the Spartans held the Knights to 8. I think that's the highlight for them.
Yeah.
They gave up 1 score. That's a great, momentum builder into next week, and can't wait to see both teams down the line. Shout out to Don Brown. He's not feeling too well. Definitely got a few players out there, though. So it's going to be a good season. Can't wait.
The third game of the day, and I apologize ahead of time, X-Dogs 25, the program 15. The story of this game was the triumphant return of X-Dogs coach and quarterback Matt Eisenberg. And I have to say, I watched him. He looks like he has not lost a step. He can still move just as well. He can still throw just as well. Yeah. Honestly, he looks like he's in the best shape I've seen him in since I joined there.
And we are live and back.
Hi. Hello. Welcome back. We apologize for technical difficulties. Facebook Live went out again on us. We had the same issue Saturday when we were broadcasting the TNT.
That's how good Matty Ice is. It's just how fucking good he is. He shut the whole shit down. You start talking about Mike Eisenberg and shut your feet down. It's like that.
Going back to the game, Eisenberg, like I said, he looked like he had not lost a step. He looked the best he had in years, I felt like. X-Dogs defense kept the program down for the most part. X-Dogs will be a top 5 team. I don't think they're exactly going to fade away quite yet, as we were talking last week. Your thoughts, Tyler?
I was full of shit and there is no rust. Oh, excuse my French.
Yeah.
I was full of poop and there's no rust. Matty Ice is hungry and he did his thing.
I can tell you now, till the league today, that Eisenhower is back. Eisenberg is back. Eisenberg is back and he is hungry than ever. And everyone needs to be on their P's and Q's when they play them because he's coming.
And I appreciate the heads up for this weekend.
It's going to be a good one. Speaking of Broad Axe, making their debut was the Brunswick Assassins this week, and unfortunately they had a debut against Broad Axe. Final score of that one was 47-0. This was not close. Broad Axe manhandled Brunswick on all sides of the ball, especially on the D-line versus offensive line front, including a pick 6 at the very end when Brunswick dressed 10 guys in the field. Tyler, you were there. What happened? Tell me.
That final play was awesome. That play and the play before, they had 10 on the field. Prior to that, the first punt that they kicked, we returned for a touchdown. After that punt, on 3 consecutive punts, they had 8 players, 7 players, 8 players. So they've got a lot to get together. I mean, I tried to tell them, I was like, hey, you don't have enough guys in the field. They just punted it anyway, because you don't have to have 9 on the field. You just have to start with 9. So to that point, whatever. But there's a lot that needs to be improved. I was very disappointed in the coach, Mr. RJ. Sportsmanship is something he's got to work on for sure, as well as a few players. It's going to be a long season, but you don't go in there and try to trash talk the quarterback of the defending champions 10:30 in the morning and expect to not get beat as bad as they got beat. So hopefully, they learned a lesson, and best of luck to them the rest of the way.
All right.
Yeah. Welcome to the league.
Welcome to the league.
Yeah. Ain't that the truth?
You want it in, you're in. There you go.
Any advice you want to give to them?
Keep going. Don't quit. I told a lot of their guys, I mean, it's all about not quitting. A lot of teams will go ahead and attest. You can't give up. It's a long season. You're going to have bumps. You hit the hardest bump of the season off first, so, hopefully it's less rocky the rest of the way, but they're going to get better. I mean, every team does. Hopefully they stick around and get more guys. There's a lot of untapped potential in that area. I mean,
no doubt.
Nobody comes down that mountain, There's only a few people. So once they get the word out and people realize what we're doing with this league, they're going to get better just like everybody else.
Oh, yeah. And finally, the last game of the day, Affiliates 26, Warriors nothing. Warriors offense could not get going in this game at all. The Affiliates defense just pitched a perfect shutout, almost a near perfect game. I want to say the Warriors had a total of 2 or 3 first downs, and that was really about it. But major props to the Warriors defense, holding the Affiliates down to 26. They just lacked the firepower to succeed on the day on the offensive side. Gentlemen, your thoughts?
I expected it, of course. I thought they were going to put up a bit of points on them. Defense going to shut down. But honestly, I expected 40. So
A couple more.
So go ahead, Tay. You got to get that O together, bro.
We all thought that's how the outcome would be. Much respect to the Warriors defense, as well as, we said with the Spartans. They went out there and did better than expected. Shout out to the Affiliates doing their job. I know personally, I'm pretty sure they're a little upset they didn't score more than what they did. but nonetheless, they still put up the donuts. So
Yeah.
shout out to Mr. Stubbs because he did have some donuts out there for real.
Donuts
So
for about 3 or 4 teams.
we had donuts for
I have
days.
to say, did you see that block on the left side that was posted onto the affiliates page?
Snap. Sosa. That shit is crisp. I'm not gonna lie. That's definitely a nice highlight announcer moment for you for sure. That's a good clip.
Like the league definitely should be on notice with this team. I think everyone
Oh,
knows
yeah.
that.
Everybody's on notice.
You know, if we want to admit it or not, like we know that they're coming. They have a solid group, even though they're not new. We know they're not new at all. But so they all came together and they know they have one goal. Period. So hey, I know we all do have that same goal, but who wants it more? We'll find out.
Exactly.
You know?
Now we get to the power rankings. Number 11 is the Brunswick Assassins, 0-1 in a year. Like I said, very rough game. They just could not get anything going. Offensive line obliterated, defense gashed. Long season ahead for the Assassins. At number 10, it is the Warriors, 0-1. Offense could not get going. Defense had a field day with them, the affiliates that is. But the defense for the Warriors played well. It's not a bad performance for how outmatched they were, but not very good either. Enough to be ahead of the Assassins. I said they had a much better day than the Assassins did.
Yeah, I think if any team that we got, we're
Looking good. I think it's back.
Are we on?
Yep, we're good.
We apologize for difficulties. The Wi-Fi here worked perfectly last week. Tonight seemed like we're having a bit of a problem.
no disrespect to Tony's though.
No disrespect here to Tony's Pizza, located in
Figure it
Hagerstown, Pennsylvania Avenue. Come on up. They have some fine pizza here.
Straight up.
I definitely just got done smashing pizza.
Number 9 is Top Gun. Offense just struggling in the trenches. Low snaps, led to poor timing on plays. This team has good athletes on the receiving core. It's just you can't get the ball to your receivers if your timing's thrown off the minute the snap's handed to your quarterback. Their defense played well, just like last year. Defense has been one of the higher points, but again, just could not get enough time off the field. Will say though, they did a lot better against TNT this season than they did last year. Much different game than it was.
I like Top Gun. I just expected more.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say Top Gun does better against every team they play this year. Considering,
I think so.
Considering
I expect a lot out of them.
Yeah, not even considering the fact that they only won when the playoffs came around. But honestly, I think they're going to perform much better against every team they face. I mean, they've got some seasoning on them. They've been around a little bit. They've been around the block. Few guys have played on a few different teams.
Everyone's tired of losing.
Nobody wants to go out there and keep losing. So eventually, it comes down to make or break seasons sometimes. But I think this is going to be a breakthrough season for Top Gun. I'm not saying they're going to pull off what Ruckus did last year and go straight to the A bracket.
Yeah.
But they're going to ruffle some feathers. They're going to ruin a few A teams' playoff chances, give them some not so favorable seedings. It's going to happen. Top Gun is definitely on the rise. So.
Oh yeah. I fully agree with that. Give him time. And I told some of the guys on the sideline after the game, just game one, strides have been made from last season. Focus on what you can do. Everybody wants to win the A bracket, let's be real here, but they're not there yet. But as a high contender in the B bracket, I think that's good enough for the moment. Number 8 was...
Especially since MSM dropped out.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I had to.
Rest in peace.
I don't know. How's that work? Okay, you
up,
got
down,
it.
left, right.
Up, down, left, right. I got you. Number 8 is the GA Spartans, 0-1. Offense couldn't get it going at all. Only scored 1 touchdown. Defense stepped it up again. They held Andy out of the end zone up until about the last 3-4 minutes of the game, but just could not get enough time off the field. Special teams were the one that hurt in the end, however. A once again failed finish for the Spartans, and that's been the story of them all throughout 2017, going back even as far as the B bracket title game last fall against Ruckus, where they are just unable to finish these close games.
They could have won that game.
Yeah,
I think they should have won that game, and that's nothing against Ruckus, but the Spartans just always fell apart at the worst times. It's like they're made of bubble gum and tape, and it just falls apart.
You even look at the B bracket title game against Top Gun last year; they just could not finish in that game.
Yeah, I mean, they just don't close out games. I mean, hopefully, Adam knows what he's doing. He's a good quarterback, and they've been around long enough now. They're kind of in the same page as Top Gun. They're getting better. Downwind recruiting. I mean, it's going to be a nice turnaround season for I think a lot of teams in the league.
Oh yeah. Number 7 is the program, 0-1. Offense got shut down by the Dogs. Defense got worked. Not a good performance at all. Outplayed by an overall better team. Your thoughts? I know. What do you guys are going to try to do differently for this next game?
What we're going to do is shore up coverage. Do no more blown assignments. If you're giving up big plays, if you're not making plays, I'm sorry, but you're not making the field. Just point blank. It's time for us to put up or shut up.
Yeah.
We're not trying to be a team that's rebuilding or trying to get somewhere. We have expectations, and I fully expect to meet them.
Okay. Any works for your opponent, Top Gun, on Saturday morning?
You know us. We know y'all. We'll see. It's going to be a great game. Much love. You already know. Shout out to Reiki, AP. You already know Tyler, Gary.
Squad.
Cato.
All right. Number 6 is the Knights, 1-0. Offense, a far cry from years before. They're inexperienced as a unit right now, however. Give it time, however, I believe they can get it down, especially come playoff season. Defense played very well, keeping the Spartans out of the end zone for most of the game. Very close game in the end, but the fact they managed to pull it together and finish was impressive. All things considered, they've gone through this offseason. Time will tell this team. Still a long ways ahead, but right now, out of all the undefeateds, I have them ranked the lowest. They didn't impress me too much, but for what they went through, they did fine. Just not as much as the number 5 team affiliates, 1-0 in the season. Offense moved the ball well. There were times where they just couldn't punch it in the end zone. The defense annihilated the Warriors. Team put together a great performance. Looked good, played good. Not what I think most of us expected. I think a lot of us thought it was going to be a runaway, similar to how TNT debuted last spring against the Warriors. But overall, fine job by the affiliates. Number 4 is the X-Dogs. The offense appears to be clicking again. Like I said, Eisenberg has not lost a step. The defense took the program to task, holding them out of the end zone for most of the game. Solid win. They, out of all the teams this week, had the best win easily. Demolishing a program team that was top 5 going into the game. It shows that they are still a contender. Number 3 is TNT, 1-0. Offense looked a little shaky in places, nowhere near as effective as you were saying as last season. That offense was on fire last year. This game, not so much. Defense demolished Top Gun's offensive line, creating chaos in the backfield. But the one thing I will say, they don't look as good.
Not at all.
Yeah.
I think we'd be lying if we gave them the same comparison to the TNT last year. TNT last year came in and did what few teams have ever done. They came in and beat everybody. Almost, essentially, beat everybody. They beat everybody once.
They beat the top 2 teams.
They beat everybody once.
The top 2 teams
they
in the
beat
league,
everybody. And they balled out. Talked a lot of trash, but they showed up.
You back it up.
This year, I think they're just hanging around right now. Granted, it's the first game of the season, but everyone who saw the game did not see anything near the same TNT. Don't get me wrong, they're going to get their thing together. They'll figure it out. They'll get going. I don't doubt that at all, but first week impression was not what we expected when you hear TNT.
Yeah. I definitely agree. I didn't drop them because they won, but had they lost, I would have had them a lot lower than where they're sitting right now. Just not a very good game. The preseason top number 3 ranking really helped them out here. Number 2 was Ruckus, 0-0. They're off this week. They'll be back Saturday against the affiliates, 12 o'clock noon.
Oh,
yeah.
That's going to be a game.
Oh, y'all was mad you had a bye week. And then it's like, hey,
well,
now you got to go play it.
Ruckus is in a tough situation because they're coming into the season off a bye week and have 2 of the best teams in the league, apparently, back to back. So they can't start the season 0-2.
Nope.
So they
gotta get one.
So they got to
get one.
They got to look themselves in the eyes and who's really put up, because either they're gonna lay down or they're gonna come out and show the Ruckus.
Yeah, but those memes, I don't know.
Whatever.
You guys gotta find a mascot or something.
No, they have one. He's pretty cool though. It's like a dude from the Muppets or something. He's pretty
Bet.
pretty dope. I'm not gonna lie. It is pretty dope.
You guys confused me with those the comic shows, strips. I'm sorry. Yeah, I was lost. I almost deleted them. It's like, I'm just kidding.
And the number 1 team, of course, once again, Broad Axe, 1-0, perfect game. I just on all cylinders. You guys had no issue in this one. Your overall thoughts?
I was just so pleased that I could get off work and be there. I wasn't expecting to make the game. Everything worked out good. My boss let me go. It was a great game. I had a blast, obviously. They have a lot of work to do. I mean, like I said, they unfortunately, I think they only had like one practice and everyone wasn't there before they played. So, I mean, that's not going to help anybody. But I think they've got a lot of potential, just like everyone else in the league. It's going to take time. The whole offense, they're going to have to, I don't know about the no huddle thing for sure. They looked lost when that.
Yeah.
It's a great concept. It sounds good. But then they tried to do it and it was like, oh, snaps. This is serious. So I think they just got to find something practical and go up from there.
Right. Start at the bottom. Start the basics. Build a foundation.
3 yards and a cloud of dust is what Brunswick is known for.
Hey,
I promise you.
This isn't high school football.
Yeah, but I promise you, if you come out there and find a way to establish a run game.
You're probably right. You're probably right. I know you got some athletes up there.
Yeah, so
call them out.
Hopefully they get some more people out, and I think they'll be fine. I think they'll be fine.
No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt. It just takes patience. It takes time.
A lot of patience.
Structure. Build your structure now. Build it now. I'm telling you, you need that foundation.
Patience
You'll be all
and
right.
leadership.
You'll be all right.
Oh yeah, and that does go back to the offensive thing, the lack of patience. There were times where they were trying to call no huddle, and you could see that they weren't certain what they wanted to really do with it. And another thing is, you can't go no huddle when you're introducing 15 guys in the first place. You need to keep that game as short as possible for your sake.
Yeah.
All right, and now we get to the prediction portion of the program. With, no pun intended, the program against Top Gun, 9 a.m. kickoff on Saturday morning. This has potential to be a close game, in my opinion. Top Gun was absolutely obliterated by the program last spring, 34-0. However, the year before that, they played a very close game. 22-18 was that final in the spring of 2016. But as a whole, Top Gun 0-2 against the program. The program's defensive line should create problems for Top Gun's offensive line, especially if they cannot get the snap down. The program's offense and Top Gun's defense will be the more intriguing battle, especially if Top Gun's D plays up to par as it did last week against a program offense that struggled against X-Dogs. I can see this being more of a defensive struggle than anything else. I feel the program wins this by a total of 14-7 or some kind of score like that. Top Gun's offense, while they have the athletes, the interior game is killing them. And on the program side, X-Dogs defense, they held them down last week. And I feel if Top Gun's defense can play up to that potential too, there's a pretty good chance we could be in for a low-scoring slugfest.
Really good game.
Yeah, maybe, but I just want to let y'all know we ain't gonna see the same offense you saw last week.
Yeah, I'm not.
Okay.
You know.
I already know. It's not. It's
No way,
not
no how.
the same. It can't be the same. They won't allow
Our
it to be the
defense,
same.
too, for that matter.
And to your point, Joey, well, like you just said, Top Gun has interior line struggles. They're going up against one of the best defensive lines in the league. There's going to be zero time for Ricky Miller, aka Little Superman, to get that ball. I'm not going to lie to you. He's a great.
Ricky's a beast.
He's a good quarterback, and they have a decent team. But if they can't find a way to stretch plays, get the ball out quick, like I talked to him about last week, you just gotta get the ball out quick.
Yeah.
You can't rely on big plays downfield. You can have an outlet, but you gotta just get the ball out quick. Give your guys a chance to go make plays. Missed flags turn to touchdowns. We've all seen it happen. You could catch the ball in the backfield and be gone. So you just gotta put the ball in your playmakers' hands and see what happens.
All right. The next game. Who thinks gonna win? I should have asked you that too. I forgot to ask.
Program Top Gun?
Yeah.
I got the program.
Got the program?
Top Gun. I think Top Gun has the potential to keep it closer than a lot of people think, but at the same time, I think program is also going to come out there and put up a lot of points. Their defense, I think, is going to end up putting up points, one if not two, and if not two on defense, one on special teams, because this gentleman to your left is a monster, and if you don't kick it out of bounds, it's a good chance it's going to the house, and he's going to prime time on you. So, and if you throw it up, I mean, they might go snatching. So that defensive line is going to cause a lot of opportunities for turnovers and fourth down. So we'll see how it goes, but I got program winning by at least 2 to 3 scores.
Our second game of the day, 10:30 kickoff. Number 1 Broad Axe versus number 4 X-Dogs. This is perhaps the best game of the day. And this is always a good one when you two meet up.
I tell you what, if X-Dogs beats us, it's a wrap for everybody else we face.
The last time you guys met, semifinals last year in the A bracket, absolute annihilation. You guys crushed them. I don't remember the final score, but I think you shut them out. Remember correctly?
Pretty sure it rained. George was the quarterback with a hurt rib.
Yeah.
Matt was out. It wasn't to their advantage. They were on the back end of a doubleheader. Program played first, right? Program played X-Dogs first, and they're physical.
Yeah.
So, George was definitely not even 80%, I'd say. So they were at a big disadvantage. It's not the same team we're going to see for sure on Saturday. And what's crazy is it's supposed to rain just like the last time we played them, which could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. It slows Matt down, but it also makes your D-line slow down because you can't over-pursue. So I think it's going to be a slugfest. It's always a defensive game, but I think this might come out to be a slugfest. I know Matt's got some tricks up his sleeve. I know he's been watching, he's been taking notes, and it's going to be a good game. Win or lose, I think whoever wins this game definitely ends up being top 2 in the league, period. This will be one of those games that has potential to, make rankings and see playoff seeding. So,
okay.
Hopefully we win.
I feel like both you guys are strong on almost every position. Like you guys have 2 of the deepest teams in the league.
For sure, and the experience-wise. I mean, before our run, it was X-Dogs. Before we got, I think they had 4 in a row, and then we were the first team, I think, to get 5 or like tied in 5 or something like that. So no team's ever won 6 in a row for the fall. We're definitely going after that legacy. So, but yeah, X-Dogs definitely is second place when it comes to, not second place, I'm sorry, but up there when it comes to experience. I mean, those guys have been playing for a long time, so it's going to be a battle.
I fully expect a close game, to be honest, between you guys. The key's going to be your defensive line versus their offensive line to see if you guys can get to Matt Eisenberg, because he was the biggest reason behind their win against Program last week.
Getting to him isn't good enough, man.
No,
Getting to him isn't good enough. You gotta get him. I mean,
when I tell you this man
hit
me with a pump fake, and I know he pump fake.
Every time.
Almost jumped over his head. That's how nasty that pump fake was. Almost jumped over his head.
He'll pump fake you 20 yards downfield.
It was crazy.
And you'll go for it because
you just know
it's like ball.
You
just can't help it.
But I expect Ryan Grable and Matt Eisenberg to put on a show.
Yeah.
For old time's sake. I want them to put this league back to make these quarterbacks out in the league realize that this is what has been here and this ain't going to change unless somebody can knock these guys off.
Yeah.
Because Max looked back and looks great. Grable definitely looks great. Man, I saw this dude on like the side of a road like 9 p.m. one night just jogging, like in the middle of nowhere. Like I don't even know what he was doing. So they're both working. They're both working. Like he was, yeah.
I think he's gotten stronger with the baby. Not gonna lie to you. Grable hit the gym.
You get to look at him.
He looks full. I'm not gonna lie.
He's
hungry too.
He's hungry too.
Him and Matt definitely have both. It's gonna be a showdown for sure.
I think close game, 20-17. That score seems about apt of you guys.
I mean, that's probably. I mean, it's kind of high scoring for that game. That's pretty high scoring because they both have great defenses.
2017.
They both have great defenses, so I don't know. I mean, I can see it going maybe higher, maybe lower. I see a great game.
If it comes down to a field goal, I mean, it's always an instant classic, but
Yeah.
if it comes down to a field goal, I'm trying to kick it. Just saying.
Don't let it. Your work on Edmund.
I'm going to give Broad X this game. Very close. Very close, however. Your thoughts, Cortez? Who you got winning?
I think, bro, I want X-Dogs to win because Matt's back and he beat us. I'm going to beat everybody now.
Yeah.
Until we play him again at least. But I think what the crazy thing is that the Broad X actually looks like they got better. They're more solid in more positions. They're players from last year that maybe were just role players actually stepping up to be better players. They're like taking on jobs. Isaiah Keys wasn't there and they still, I mean, I know it's in the team.
Isaiah and Josh.
Yeah,
that was the craziest thing. We talked about it after the game. Isaiah and Josh weren't there and it's like we didn't even notice it until after the game.
Didn't miss a beat.
It was kind of surreal, to be honest. So a lot of guys are definitely stepping up.
Yeah. And shout out to Jimmy Meadows because that dude was a big dog out there last Saturday.
My little protege.
Yeah, he was a big dog out there, so shout out to him.
Our third game of the day will be Ruckus and the Affiliates. 12 p.m. kickoff. First meeting ever between these two specific squads. We know, of course, they've played each other on different teams over the years. Ruckus making their season debut, so not quite sure how they're going to look compared to how the rest of the teams look so far in week one.
Sloppy. I'm calling it right
Is
now.
it Ruckus?
Sloppy.
Yeah. I think they're going to be solid. I think they're going to be solid. But the thing is, they might look sloppy because they have to play the affiliates first.
True.
But who knows? Who knows? Ruckus, when we were out there playing last week, they were at practice last week. So they're not taking days off. They're nothing like that. So I don't expect Ruckus to come out looking like trash at all. Don't get me wrong. Even though I talk trash to them and all, but I don't expect that to happen. But I expect it to be a really good game. But I also expect the Phillies to take it.
The Phillies take it. Okay.
I'm sticking to it. I think it's going to be a little sloppy. I didn't see anybody from Ruckus out there. I mean, granted, they had practice.
They're recruiting. They recruited this year too.
I would have been scouting the game for sure, personally.
Right.
Yeah, we can have practice, but I'm going to go see what we got to face because that's a monster we got to face. And the affiliates showed a lot of different looks. They got like 3 teams. I'm not going to lie to you. They got like 40 on the sideline.
No, they literally.
Literally. I watched them rotate first, second, and almost a second and a half string offense, and a first, second, and a damn near third string defense, and still went out there and put up a good game, which is also why they didn't beat the Warriors as bad as they could have and should have.
Yeah,
they rotated a lot of guys.
Reps, you know,
they got a lot of guys.
You know what they're doing.
They got their feet wet.
It's a well-oiled machine over there.
But I think the affiliates will pull it off. I hope Rutgers comes to play.
That's the only thing.
I think they're going to have a lot of changes.
Sure.
The same way guys expected us to kind of be sluggish last week. This is their first week, and it's in week 2 against a really good team that's looking to dominate the league. So if they slip up, AFN's going to be there and be ready. But it'll be a good game for sure. Rutgers, they didn't make it to the championship for nothing last year. So hopefully they didn't lose too much. Yeah. Hopefully they just got better.
They got better.
So
I can guarantee.
Can't wait to see it because I'm ready to scout. But yeah, it'll be a good game for sure.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And you got who winning?
I got affiliates taking it probably by a score 2 tops. 2 tops.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if the Phillies come out and they get up on them, and Ruckus, you know what I mean?
If they don't let go,
it's just trying to like get the game by throwing the ball downfield or whatever. I know how Scotty knows hit them seams, but yeah, it could end up ugly, but I don't know.
Black said, "Hey Piper, what position do you play now?" Asking for a friend.
I think my man Piper don't got that spot anymore.
I hope he's on D-line.
Not in the middle. I don't think he's in the middle.
I hope he's on D-line.
I had a hard time with this one, to be honest with you. Ruckus to me is a more seasoned team in terms of playing each other as a whole.
I don't know.
Because you've got most of the core guys from Ruckus play together. You have like guys like Mikey and Scotty's play together.
Right. That's right. You're right. But you got to also think about that with the Phillies too. They got guys that play together.
I agree.
10 years plus. You know what I mean? They've been doing this all over different places. They're not new to it. They don't come out here looking like this for no reason. I think you'll see Saturday that Rutgers is going to be a better team than they were last year.
Yeah.
And the Phillies are going to actually be able to contend with any 8 team out there.
The only question that I honestly have, and I don't mean this like as a smart aleck or anything like that, it seemed like Rutgers did a lot of recruiting. A little bit more, I'd say more than any team in the league, noticeably. There was a lot of comments to join Big Arm, which when you get talent, that's good for your team, but it's not so good for your core. You're going to have some guys that are out there. I mean, I know a few guys personally that feel like they should be doing more because they've been around and doing more. But I think that's going to be something that plays into them. They got bigger, which means, do you have more role players? Is everyone bought into the system? You look at our team, Broadax, we can field 50-man roster. And everybody on our team understands the greater concept. AFN is built and understands the greater concept and wants to go win that chip.
Right.
Is Ruckus able to change their mentality? That's the biggest thing. They've always been good, but if you look at Ruckus the year that they won the next contender championship, or the year before that, they took a loss and then it just went down.
Right.
They were good, but then it just went tumbling down. And not to say that they implode, but is their mentality ready to be a top tier team in the league?
I think if it's not, they're getting there. I think.
Yeah.
They definitely got the bodies. I mean, they've got the bodies, but is this the year that they make that leap and actually show that they're a top tier team?
Right.
You know what I mean? And not just, grace the guy maybe get by. Because last year they played in the tournament at Ocean City.
Yep.
They got a lot of rec last year. They played a lot of games. They got a lot of experience, and that helps. But, will it stick? Did they learn from their mistakes?
Exactly.
So
that's good.
I think they will ultimately in the long run because it's a long season. But week 1, it's going to be tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I honestly, I'm going to go Ruckus it's like I said, it's a 50-50 game for me. I had a hard time thinking of this in my head to figure out how it would go, but I'd go Ruckus in a very, very, very close nail biter, if anything. But like I said, it can go either way of this game to me.
Why do you think Ruckus will win?
I feel like
Surprise?
No,
I mean just like
like
surprise, like week one surprise.
No, if he doesn't feel like it's going to be surprised, if he thinks Ruckus is better, then that's his opinion. Honestly, that's not. It's fair.
Yeah.
It's definitely fair.
All right, give us the goods, Joey.
part of it was I feel like Ruckus has grown tremendously throughout the offseason and during last spring. The experience and chemistry they have going into this game is going to help them. However, I'm not discounting affiliates. I went with a 50-50 sense here about these two teams. My vibe's going more towards Ruckus, to be honest.
Okay.
So I'm going to go with that for now. Maybe a bad pick. We'll see. I've been wrong before.
Hey, you might not be wrong.
I might be right.
Who
You never
knows? Who
know.
knows? It depends who shows up.
And the rain
Play the game. This is how we play the
That's
game.
how we play.
And you got to consider the rain. It makes a difference for both
Oh
teams.
yeah, I wish we played back in the rain.
Yeah, because when it comes down to kickers, I mean, I don't know. Somebody said Ruckus has a better kicker.
Kyle's solid.
know.
But no, Kyle's not better than Fox. I mean, I don't like Kyle.
Yeah.
Kyle's not better than Fox. Come on.
It might come down to a field goal. That would be awesome. I'd rather their game come down to a field goal than ours because they both have kickers. So I'm rooting for that.
Yeah. But no, I think that's false. I think they can line him up at the 50 next week. I bet Fox will put him out.
Soccer player.
Final game of the day, TNT and the Assassins, 1:30 kickoff, first meeting ever between these two squads. Assassins, their biggest thing is they've been low on depth on the line. They didn't dress 15 guys last week. Truth be told, I can't see TNT not winning this game by at least 30 or more points. It's just the Assassins don't seem to have much at all.
Well, he probably should.
And
That's new team struggles, though.
Yeah.
That's
New team struggles. Broad axe, TMT. I mean, damn. I thought it got better. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Assassins. I don't know. That's rough. I mean, obviously, we're gonna all assume TMT is gonna get the dub.
Right.
Everyone is rooting for the Assassins, though. That's the thing. You guys
Everyone
can't.
loves them.
Yeah, you guys can't get discouraged because we need you. The league needs you. We want you there, and you're going to get better.
Yeah.
As long as you can stay composed, not blow up essentially, and
Keep
just
recruiting.
believe in each other. Keep recruiting.
No, you're fine.
It doesn't come overnight. Success does not come overnight, whether it's real life or just flag football.
Exactly.
You got to put in work. So it's going to be a rough game, but like I said, TMT is not TMT of old, and Assassins may come out with 10 more players this week. You never know.
Yeah, true.
So I mean, they played with the bare minimum almost last week, so it'll be a good game. I'm going to pick TMT, but.
Yeah, I mean, I seen TNT
You're right.
win with like 10 guys against Broad Axe. I think they can win no matter who shows up.
They may take
No
them
matter
as a
who
joke.
shows up.
They may take them as a joke. If the Assassins
I don't
score,
think- I don't think it matters.
I think they're looking to score.
Too much talent. Literally, they have too much
Yeah.
talent for.
yeah.
In this game, yes.
Yeah.
But I think if
That's
the
what
Assassins,
I'm talking about.
you got to find your happy points and just be happy with what you get. A couple first downs will be definitely positive because they didn't get many against us.
Right.
If their defense can make some stops, I mean, you're just looking to build every week. Every week you're going to get better, and then eventually you're going to meet someone who's, you're actually going to put up a good fight, and your experience that you faced at the beginning of the season is going to help you get over that hump.
Oh, yeah.
So I think we're fixing to see Assassins be a much better team at the end of the season, but it's going to be a rough.
Just keep coming back, man. It doesn't matter.
It's gonna be-
It doesn't matter. It's a fun league. We all respect each
Yeah.
other. No matter how much we talk trash, man, we all respect each other. We all do. At least we should. I speak for
Definitely,
myself. I speak for
definitely.
myself.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I think I get that vibe as a
Right.
whole. Regardless of what we say on the league page, or the Uncut page, it's all love. I mean, we may have our personal dislikes, but at the end of the day, we all usually give respect to
It's
each
all
other.
love and
We
conversation.
shake hands between the lines, and then if you want to hate each other after that, that's fine. But as soon as we step on the field, everybody knows what it is. We're all here to compete, and
Straight up.
we obviously love this game. So I wouldn't trade it for anything. So.
Any shout outs, gentlemen, before we wrap this one up?
Yeah, I'm shout out program. What up?
Of course.
You know,
I got to shout out Mr. Stubbs, the food man. You guys, thank you all for supporting him. If I stand correct, I'm pretty sure at the end of the day when I went over there to get some food, he only had steak and cheeses left and he only had a few. So he's going to have to increase his stock because guys were still hungry and we bought him out. So I think it's a great thing that he was able to come out and that we all showed him love through their tough times. I can tell you personally that he greatly appreciated it. He thanked me because he asked me before the game. He was like, "Hey, do you think I should come out this week?" I was like, "Man, a lot of guys are looking forward to seeing you there. They look forward to the food."
Right.
So shout out to him and his wife for making that happen, and can't wait to see you guys again this week. I think the colder it gets, the better it gets, because that breakfast is going to be hitting.
Oh my, yes.
I ain't trying to think about the cold. My toes and hands already can feel it.
I actually had the sausage and egg cheese sandwich from him last week. A special shout out to Kenny Diener of the Brunswick Assassins for buying me the sandwich. Thank you very much, sir.
Good man.
Longtime friend and former I can't work. He used to play with my dad years ago, softball and football, way back in the late '90s.
So bad. Friend of a friend.
Yeah, same for the center for the Assassins, James Thompson. Played with my dad as well in this league 20 years ago. So congratulations to both of you guys getting back in the league. I hope you all have some fun. It's going to be a nice long season here in the Washington County Flag Football League. And so that wraps it up. Games will be Saturday morning at 9 a.m., 10:30, 12 p.m., 1:30 at Marty Snook Park in Hagerstown, Maryland. So ride on up to Marty Snook for a fun football frenzy. And for Cortez Boyce and Tyler Spencer, I'm Joey Bassford saying have a wonderful night here from Tony's Pizza in Hagerstown, 14422, I believe, Pennsylvania Avenue, Hagerstown, Maryland. Thank you. Have a wonderful night. We'll see you Saturday.
Good
Good show, gentlemen.
Thanks, sir.